Assalamualaikum, Sir Alias. So I am Muhammad Amran. So now I am going to continue on risk assessment. So as for the term or the definition of risk assessment is term to illustrate the overall method of hazard identification, risk analysis and risk control in workplace. So the objective of risk assessment to identify harm or danger that could be occur to the workers. So as for this assignment, we have chosen 3 hazards, which all of the hazards are regarding on electrical. So as for our first hazard, is arc flash. So the factors that could occur arc flash are fault circumstances, which is human error, and secondly is short circuit. So as for example, a face to ground or face to face connected with the current, and it will circulate through the air and it will occur arc flash. So effects of arc flash is injuries, death, destruction of electrical tools. So as for the ways of prevention, short circuit studies, arc flash studies, and FPA electrical system training. Okay, so we move on our second hazard, which is flash burns. So the factors that could occur flash burn when heat release between two electrical conductors. So for example, when two electrical conductors which are form the arc, and as for the arc, it will, when the arc is contact with a person, and the person will get flash burn as their effect, one of the effect from the flash arc. So some of the effects from flash burns are first degree burn, which is redness. Secondly, second degree burn, which is swelling and splotchy skin, and third degree burn, which is numbness, which is more on our nerve problem. And fourthly, ultraviolet radiation, and lastly, serious eye injury. Okay, so this is our last electrical, this is for our arc flash compliance, which is more on the law. So as for the law, we have chosen three laws by 3 different agencies or bodies. So first from OSH, which is OSHA Standards 29 CFR, which is more on address standards for work practices. For example, use of protective equipment when working, like the PPE, helmet, and so on. So secondly is IEE, which is more emphasized on the guideline to conduct arc flash hazard study and analysis calculations. And lastly is NFPA 70E, which this compliance more on guideline on execute proper work practices. For example, each panel that can only that must be only recognized by NC Z535, and which is being approved by arc flash warning label to conduct risk assessment. So lastly is for our electrical hazard is electrical shock. First, the factor this is the factor is when contact between the wires of electrical current and person, which is wires that have current with a person. So for example is when metallic portion or wire of active circuit, which is activated circuit, which is more on circuit, the circuit is on, become energized by the contact with an electrical conductor. Okay, for the effect is tingling, serious burns, and cardiac arrest. Okay, now we are going to emphasize on risk assessment. For this assignment, I have chosen the quantitative way. So this data we got from University of Glasgow, but I am going to only emphasize on electrical hazard, as this is our chosen title as for our assignment. So first is what are the hazard using power, hand tools and associated electrical equipment for use on machine tools. So the risks are, as we know, electrical shocks or burn from using faulty electrical equipment with possible electrical seizure or fatality, abrasions and eye injury. So who might be harmed? Technician, logistic personnel. So what control measures are required to eliminate or reduce the risk? This is more on risk control. Appropriate PPE must be worn. Access to the workshops of portable electrical equipment is restricted to certified personnel only. There is validated part testing for electrical safety on each portable appliance. Electrical cables and plugs should be regularly visually inspected by the user for damage. Any defective equipment will be reported to the technician in charge and taken out of use until the repair has been effected or be done. So lastly, electrical equipment is always be operated in accordance with manufacturer's instructions. So this is the risk evaluation, the consequence, likelihood, overall risk, and risk rating from low, medium, or high. So consequence is 1 to 3, same as for likelihood. So overall risk is consequence times by likelihood. So the consequence that is 3 as for electrical shock or burns, and likelihood is 1. Overall risk is 3, as 3 times 1 equals to 3. So the risk rating will be medium as for electrical hazard. So this is the risk metric, or more on the as I shown earlier, the risk evaluation. This is more on the understanding. So potential consequence of harm. So one is firstly is minor injury. Example, hazard can cause illness, injury or equipment damage, but the result will not be expected to be serious. And second is significant injury. Example, hazard can result in serious injury, more on serious injury, and or illness over 3-day absence. So the most and lastly is major injury. Example, hazard capable of causing death of serious and life-threatening injuries is more on the major and serious injury. So likelihood of harm, first is unlikely, injury rare, to possible. Second is possible, injury could occur occasionally. So occasionally not. Sometimes it can be injury, sometimes not. So probably injury likely to occur can be expected. So as for this, first is low, and for minor injury and unlikely, and then for significant injury and unlikely, low, which is 2, and for major injury and unlikely, we become 3, which is medium. So possible, if the likelihood is possible, 2, and minor injury is 2, so become low, significant injury 2, possible 2, so 4, we become medium. So major injury, so possible 2, so 3 times 2 equal to 6, so 6 high, so probable minor injury, so 3 times 1 is 3 is medium, so significant injury 2, and probable is 3, so 3 times 2 is 6, which is high, and major injury and probable is 3 times 3, which is equal to 9, which is extreme. So this is the risk evaluation as we see the rating before. So this is calculated by multiplying likelihood against the consequence. Example, taking a likelihood which is classified as unlikely and multiplying this against a potential potential effect of 2, which is classified as significant injury, will give you an overall risk rating of 2 as for this case, for example. So which would result in an overall evaluation as a low risk. So 1 to 2 is low risk. Low risks are largely acceptable. Monitor periodically to determine the situation, changes which may affect the risk or after significant changes. So as for 3 to 4 is medium risk. So medium risks should only be tolerated for the short term, and then only with further control measures to mitigate the risk are being planned and introduced with a defined time period. And 6, high risk is high risk activities should be ceased immediately until further control measures to mitigate the risk are introduced. The continued effectiveness of control measures must be monitored periodically. This is for high risk. And lastly, 9 is extreme risk. Work should not be started or continued until the risk has been mitigated. Immediate action is required to reduce exposure. A detailed mitigation plan must be developed, implemented, and monitored by senior management to reduce the risk before work is allowed to commence. So, thank you, sir. That's all from me. We proceed with other members.